All right. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for a Freaky Friday, April 30th. Hopefully you're having yourself a good start to your day. As always, if you are new to the Raymond Report, my name is Ron Raymond. I'm a sports handicapper going into my 24th season here located in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, and the founder of the ATS STATS, the Raymond Report, and the World Series of Handicapping, going into season number 10. It's a pro football contest, and you can find it at worldseriesofhandicapping.com. Also, the author of Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secrets, which you can get a free copy of my book just by going to the website, atsstats.com, hit the Contact Us button, and just request a copy of the book, and I will send you a free copy of my book, Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secrets. All right, how you doing? How was your night? How you getting along right now? Are you getting ready to do all your handicapping? And I've got all my show prep ready. In fact, running a little bit late this morning. Just, when you do these websites and all over the place, there's some feed issues you always got to work on. But got everything locked and loaded. And right now, folks, a couple of things I want to promote today. We're running a 25% off discount right now, a promotion we're running here at atsstats.com. If you want to sign up and test drive the atsstats.com website, right now you can get 25% off a membership. Just go to, when you sign up in the premium box, you're going to see a little box that says put in your promo code. And just put in ATS25, ATS25, and you will get 25% off your next membership here at atsstats.com. And also, you don't need a membership if you want to get access to my premium picks. In fact, if you just want my picks, you don't want the membership to the site, all you got to do now is go to Picks sign up page. And once you get to this page right here, you're going to sign up. And what you want to do is go click on this, fill out the information right below, and then you go to Ron Raymond's picks right here once you're logged in. And then you scroll right down right here, and you click on Purchase the Picks, and then you'll get all my selections for 1 calendar year for only $99. Those are my best bets, my 5-star best bets. And you know what? It's probably one of the best deals in town. $99, 27 cents a day, and you get my top plays each and every day for only $99 for the year. So pretty good deal. And if you are a member of ATS Stats, hopefully the website is giving you access to some of the best tools in the industry, and hopefully you are winning. Speaking of winning, not a bad night last night. We had the Brooklyn Nets over 241 yesterday. It landed on 243. I'm going to show you one of my smart database that led me to this selection, and in fact, totals over 239 to 241. You'll be surprised on what the record is. We lost with the Rangers, unfortunately. You know what? Hindsight being 2020, when it's too good to be true, especially the Rangers in a favorite role, and the Islanders, a good win if you had the Islanders. Pittsburgh Penguins over. We had a 3-unit play on that, and we had the Arizona Diamondbacks as one of our top plays here in the premium picks. That was a nice 5-3 win from behind. All right. So let's take a look at, speaking of winning, how about our guy over here, right? Firelink 047, another win yesterday at Streakcatcher.com. In fact, Firelink 047 is on a 10-game win streak. 10-game win streak. He had the under yesterday in the Oakland and Tampa Bay game, under 8. And now tonight he's got the Washington Nationals plus 123. He's going for win number 10. And we wish him all the best, or her all the best, on here at Streakcatcher.com. Also, let's take a look at bballpicks.com. Fatty, look at Fatty here. Chris Fatty Kalaja is 13-3 the last 2 days at bballpicks.com. So congrats, Fatty. Keep up the great work and keep the winning going. Proline Mike Anthony, 13-3. Jermaine, it's Main World, 13-3. Also, I went 12-4 the last couple days. Terminators, 12-4. And Spy 412, Laurent Pack here, 12-4. And folks, anybody can play, anybody can join at bballpicks.com. Okay, let's go to bullpenpicks.com. Each and every day, you can make your selections here at bball. You know, you have all these social networking sites, And what I created in the last 20 some years is social networking sites for sports bettors. And I'm gonna do a video on its own on how to use these sites as a sports betting tool and not a fantasy site or a contest site, because it's two different worlds when you start thinking about that. And you want to use these sites as a sports betting tool. And there's Rusty, just opened the door. Hey, good old Rusty opens the door on a Friday. Hey, there's his cameo. Hey, there's Rusty's cameo on a Friday. Hey, it's pretty good when your dog can just open the door of the office, right? Hey, we're teaching, who says you can't teach a new dog a new trick, right? But yeah, so that was pretty funny. All right, yeah, so you can get the Bullpen Picks. And again, I'm going to do a video on how to use these social networking sites, these pick sites, as a betting tool. A lot of the people who go to these websites like Bullpen Picks, Hockey Picks, there's other competitors too that have their sites that track picks. You got to use these sites. There's two mindsets here. Some people, I'll go back to my reference of Action Junkie and Sports Investor, right? If you're an Action Junkie or an Action Investor, you're going to go to these sites and just, you want action, so you want to, be on the top score and lead, and that's fine. That's great, right? That's what it's for. But if you're a sports investor, you want to start following the top pickers and then compare your picks with their picks, and people who bet every day will know the difference between a contest site and then a sports betting tool, right? I use this as a tool, and I follow some really good pickers as well. Just because I'm a handicapper doesn't mean I can't follow other people's picks as well, right? I'd be a fool if I didn't. If I know that, my strengths, obviously my strengths, I know what they are. They're football and hockey. Those are my top strengths. But I can hold my own in basketball and in baseball as well. But when right now I feel like I'm setting you guys up here, but I'm not. I'm having a pretty good run right now in baseball, which is not one of my strongest sports to handicap. Baseball is, it's up there, maybe my third best after football and hockey. But you want to follow these guys here: Ed Drake, Touchy Sandusky. I think Touchy Sandusky's on load management right now. He hasn't made a play since April 18th. Hopefully he comes back. We got Billy Langford here. Billy's been a pretty good loyal customer here, or not a customer, but a player at bullpenpicks.com. And Jermaine here, 549. And what you want to do is you want to follow their selections, hit the follow my picks, then go to your following link. And then once they make selections, you compare your picks with their picks, and then you pick the one that has the most value, the best percentage play, or the one that works for you, right? And the way you want to do that is you also want to scout everybody. And some of the top scouts here, if you look at Mr. Heat 30, Eric Brown, if you click on the people he's following, you can see that he's following G&G, myself, Muss, Detroit Rob, and Touchy. Touchy, hopefully, I got to send Touchy an email, see if he's going to come back. But yeah, so you want to follow these pickers, and hopefully, they help you win, right? Hockeypicks.com. Also, look at the top scorers at hockeypick.com. Harnett, Harold Lakin, 883. You got Bash 15, 865. You got Z Roper at 853. So a lot of good hockey pickers here. Let's check out the hottest pickers right now. Look at Dicky. Look at Dicky, Richie I here, 13-4. Probably got the best nickname right here, Dicky. 13-4 here at hockeypicks.com. XDP13 sounds like a computer, right? Like your XPS. I wonder if AJ works for Dell or something, right? And then you got Louis Lovett. Louis Lovett's been around here a long time. He's got the old Bobby Clark logo. And you got Ted Kuhlman here, 12-5 the last couple of days. So, folks, here's are the people you want to follow at hockeypicks.com, bullpenpicks.com, and bballpicks.com. There's Fatty. Hey, Ray, thanks for your work, and thanks for providing us with b-ball picks. All right. Hey, you know what? Speaking of b-ball picks, it's tough to pick up a Kobe, right? So anybody who goes 6-0 or 4-0 or better, we're giving away at Hockey Picks. If you go to Hockey Picks, the top pickers get a mini Stanley Cup, and if you go to Bullpen Picks, the top pickers get a Gold Glove. So the top pickers here get a Gold Glove. But in order to honor Kobe Bryant, we're giving away a Kobe. So anybody who goes a perfect night, just like Kobe was perfect on so many nights when he was playing, we're going to give away a Kobe award, and that's your Gold Glove, your mini Stanley Cup at bullpenpicks.com. All right, I'm going to get me a Kobe. Says, you know what? We almost got a Kobe last night. In fact, 5-1. Look at Mike. Lordy, a lot of people went 5-1. Those Houston Rockets, you know what? The Houston Rockets really took us out behind the woodshed and prevented us from getting a Kobe last night because they beat the Milwaukee Bucks. Who had Houston? I wonder what they were on the straight up money line, right? But yeah, so those are the sites, guys. Check them out. And again, if you are a sports bettor, I don't know why you wouldn't be following other winning pickers unless you're winning at a high rate. Then there's no need to, right? All right, Giannis has only played 40 seconds. Yeah, there you go. That's why they didn't win. All right, let's go to the, what do you guys want to start off with today? MLB, NHL, NBA. I'll wait till you guys post in the comment. So if you guys can make a comment in the bullpen, I'll wait till you guys make a comment, and then I'll start off with that league. So either we start off NBA, NHL, or the MLB. So Jermaine Brown, there's Jermaine, wants to go NBA. All right, let's get a couple more. All the NBA, let's go. All right, NBA, a lot of love for the NBA, right? Okay, let's do the NBA. You know what? Let's start off with the ATS Calculator. Let's go ATS Calculator, predict some scores here using the analytics, and then we'll go. There's Tyler McCoy. We'll go right. You know what, Tyler? We'll go to MLB right after NBA. All right. G'day, Ronnie. This format is a favorite of mine, your daily videos. Perfect. Yeah, I appreciate the feedback. You know, I'm big on feedback, right? You guys know that. I don't ignore your emails, and people who send me emails, I will get back to you within a day, like if people send me an email. But the feedback I really appreciate because it gives me an idea of what you guys like and want, and then I continue in that role, right? So if you guys enjoy this video format of bringing winners, hey, that's the show. The name of the show, Finding Winners, right? And I think it's better than going game by game by game and just, it's fun to be a little bit sporadic, right? All right, maybe not too much, but yeah, we'll see. Orlando. Let's Orlando Magic taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. All right, here we go. Survey says Don Smith. Hey, Don Smith. Sounds like a hockey. There was an NHL player named Don Smith. I wonder if that's him. Hey, NHL says Don Smith. Yeah, we'll get to NHL for sure. We'll do all three today. All right. Speaking of all three, let me do this. All right. So we got Memphis. We got Memphis winning here, 8.53 to 222.9. Wow, a hair under the total of 223. That's pretty tight. It's amazing how these numbers can get so tight. Sacramento. Man, they got smoked in their last game, didn't they, by Utah? 150-4? It was like an NBA All-Star game. Okay, Sacramento taking on the Lakers. I wonder when LeBron's going to be back. 8.52 and 225.86. All right, so we got this one going. Oh, wow, right on the number, right? No, under. We have it over. It's 222.5 the total in that game. And we have the Lakers winning by 8.5, and the number's 7.5. All right, let's go to the next game. Washington-Cleveland. Washington against Cleveland. And let's see what we got here. We got Washington favored 7.5. Man, Washington the last couple of weeks, this month, have done really well. 15.7. Wow, we got them winning big time here. 218.65. So we got this total going under the total. San Antonio. All right, San Antonio, 32-29 on the season, coming off one ATS loss. No, actually, 33-27. The last two games for San Antonio have gone over. So let's take a look at this. San Antonio against Boston. Well, that's going to be a good game. That's going to be a good game. I can't wait to break down that game. And you know what? I'm going to take a look how the Boston Celtics do on a Friday night. I got a feeling their record on a Friday night is better than a Sunday. I don't think the Celtics like Sunday afternoon games. That's one thing I've noticed. We'll see if my instincts are right here. 0.84 for Boston. Wow, tight game. 221.9. So it does like it to go over the total. And let me see here. Like Washington, they are fighting to get in the playoffs. Batty. Hey, Boston at home, they play just decently. Yeah, you know what? It's not the same type of Boston team, that's for sure. But you know they're changing the roster a lot lately. You got to be consistent. You know, you look at the good teams; they keep their core guys there, right? And Kemba Walker, you know, it just hasn't really, you know, when he was with Charlotte, he really had you know, he was the guy there, right? And now you go to Boston and Tatum's the guy. So it's really tough for what it's, you know, anytime you get these type of players, they want to go to a place and be the guy. You know, when they're in a small market area like Charlotte, then you go to, you know, Boston. And Boston have a lot of alpha type mentality guys there, right? The Smarts, Tatum's. Like these are guys that are, you know, Jayden Brown. You know, these are guys that you're going in there being a number 2 or 3. You're not being the guy like you were in Charlotte, right? So I think that's what Kemba Walker's really dealing with right now. 2.72, 2.28. So has it going under the total? All right, Boston on Sunday is like betting on G League team playing on the NBA. That's a good one. He says Boston on a Sunday is like betting on a G League team playing in the NBA. Yeah, like the Raptors. The Raptors. My poor Raptors. They need to get. We need to get this COVID, you know, settled here in Canada. Get the Raptors back home and the Blue Jays. Hey, come on home, boys. All right, Milwaukee, Chicago. This is another good game here. You know, this is going to be a good game. We have Milwaukee winning by 9.86 and the over-under at 224.46. Utah. All right, let's see what the Jazz. This is the game of the night. Utah and Phoenix. Phoenix favored by 4 here. That's what I'm seeing right now. What are you guys seeing? I'm seeing 4 and 219.5. So I got Utah winning here. 4.79 and 222.68. Now the way Utah's playing lately, this will have to. It fits right into my uncomfortable pick situation, right? But that's okay though. You know, even though they're going in with low confidence, you know, I'm gonna check it out. I think Utah might be worth some value here, but they haven't been playing really good lately, right? They haven't played well. All right, let me last game, Atlanta Hawks against Philadelphia. Now this is a back-to-back game situation, right? And we do have Philly winning by 6.09 and the over-under at 221.14. All right, so those are the analytics. I'm going to go to my database here, and I'm going to take out some of the numbers, situational stuff. In fact, let's go to Smart Database, and then I will, let me do this here. Let me go over here and bring over some of the matchups. All right, NBA Premium. All right, so let's go to NBA. And, you know, okay, so this is what I was telling you about. So last night, yesterday afternoon when I was doing my handicapping, I noticed, you know, the total on the Indiana-Brooklyn game was 240, right? And when you see the totals this year in the NBA, man, these 240s, it's like an all-star, you know, it's like an all-star total. So I've really said, okay, let me go to all NBA teams, home or away, when the total's between 239 and 241, right? I don't know what that total finished closed at, but I had it at 241. And check this out. 220. Let's go December 1st until April. No. Let's do April 29th. So check this out. NBA teams, home or away, the total's 239 to 241. Check out the record. Not that one. Right, 18 and 12. I thought, let me see here. 240. Let me do 240. 241. There. Oh, I did the, hang on here. I always got to remember to put the date. Let's go to December 1st. 14-6. 14-6. So did you see that big difference between a 239 and a 240? and we say it all the time. Football is a game of inches, but this is why when you're in analytics, that's the difference between winning and losing. I'm gonna always go back to my coaching, right? My football coaching. You ever see that meme online where you see players running sprints and everybody's running to the goal line, and then that everybody's got their foot over the goal line, and that one guy, he's not putting his foot over the goal line. He's like an inch, by putting his foot over the goal line. That's how, in sports betting, that's the difference between winning and losing. That is look at this. So let's go December 1st. Okay, December 1st. And let's do until yesterday. And we'll do 239. 239 to 241, the total. Look at the total, the 18 and 12. And now when you do 240 to 241, actually let's go 242, see what the difference is right here. Let's go to 242. Let's go December 1st, 2020. Okay, they started on Christmas Day, but we'll go right from the beginning. And let's go 241 to 242. And let's see the difference. 12 and 2. Wow. You see, that's pretty amazing. When you think about the game of inches, that's, I think that's pretty amazing. When you look at the difference between a 239 and a 240 in betting totals. So let me see some of these totals here today. Do we have anything in 240? Yeah, see, Portland, Brooklyn, 240. Now let's see what the bookmaker has in that game. And this is why, if that line goes to 239, it plays a big difference. Now, my only concern is this. Brooklyn played last night against Indiana, and that total, I had 241 as a total. I don't know what it, let me check. I'll see what it closed at. I'll check out some of my resources here. But this is like, digging right inside the numbers, right? Like this is, in order to find winners, you got to put in the time. Sometimes, as much as you like to have the drive-through winners, the drive-through window of just, give me the winners, get in, get out. Or what did I used to say in baseball? Get them on, get them over, get them in. This is, sometimes you got to spend times on things to really, one of my sayings, if it doesn't come out in the wash, it comes out in the rinse. And right now, we got to keep rinsing here. We got to keep rinsing these numbers because we're getting right into the numbers right here. Let me see here. So last night, what was the total in that game? What did it close at? So NBA. Let's go to NBA yesterday. All right, so that total, Indiana, Brooklyn. Let's go spread and total. So 241, 241 and a half, 242. So it went up to 242 and a half at one places. And today's line on that game, let's take a look at the line here today. Indiana, or actually Portland and Brooklyn. Portland, Brooklyn. All right, here we go. 240 and a half, so it's going back up. So that's good. That's the good news. The good news is this total is going up, right? Is it just me or is the video blurry today? I feel like the video is blurry. Let me do a refresh here. Let's see. Yeah, my video seems blurry today on the oh well. Hopefully you guys aren't you're able to see the numbers. And the reason I don't care about me being blurry, it's the numbers, right? I don't want the numbers being blurry. I did something on, let me see if I can do an adjustment here on the media source. No. Yeah, I guess there's nothing I can do right now. Video. Let me see. Video. General. Confirm stream. Yeah, it just seems like it seems a bit blurry. Not as doesn't seem as good as what yesterday. Okay, you can't do anything in live. All right. We'll live with it, right? Anyways, what are you guys saying here? I also like Brooklyn only if Durant and Kyrie are both available. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? You got to see who's playing. Let me check the roster tonight. Daily lineup. NBA. All right, so NBA. Brooklyn. Kyrie Irving, game time decision growing. Man, imagine if Harden was there. That would be, hey. Then we'd probably talk about 250 as a total. But yeah, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. This video is really upsetting me here. It's not as, it's too blurry. I find it's too blurry. I feel like restarting it, but then I don't want to lose all the content we already started. All right, I'll have to live with it. Hey, one-man operation. What can you do? All right, so back to this one, the total. 241 to 242. And looking at the total here, let's see if it goes to 243. There's a difference. So let's go December 1st, and let's go to 243 if there's a big difference. 14-4. So guys, Portland and Brooklyn, and man, you got a lot of power on that. And if you look at today's, I don't know if my subconscious was already thinking about this game, but I got Damian Lillard as today's thumbnail on our website here on YouTube as our thumbnail. So hey, who knows? Maybe that's a sign to take the over tonight in that game. All right, let's take a look at NBA. And yeah, another thing I want to see. So look at all these totals: 223, 222, 226, 219, 219, 219, 219. All right. So what I'm going to try is this. I'm going to see when the total, and I'm going to use a range of 3. So I'm going to go 218 to 220. Let's do that. Let's go on a range to 217 to 220, and let's see how home teams have done in this range this season. Always finding some type of angle to see if we can get an advantage, right? So let's go NBA home teams when the total's 218 to 220. Let me take a look at that number to see if there's any number that's a bit lower on some of these numbers too. Yeah, so see, numbers are climbing up here. So a lot of these totals, see, Atlanta, Philly, now the number's at 220. So using this range right here, 218 to 220, and I'll try something else after on home teams. Let's see what the percentage is. 55%. Which team have done really well in this home range right here? New York 6-1, 4-3. Let me see here. Let's see the teams that involve here tonight. No, not the Lakers. Atlanta, Philadelphia. Let's take a look at Atlanta, Philadelphia. So not a Philadelphia as a home team. Where's Philly? Philly as a home team. I think I missed it up here, right? Or maybe it's down here. Yeah, maybe it's up here. Philadelphia there. 7-1 when the range is 219. And they're 9.5 point. 3-5 to the under. All right, so let's try something else. Let's go 219. Let's do 219. See, there's a big difference. And 221. Because a lot of these numbers have been jumped, like 222 now. Actually, let's go 222. We'll use a range of 3. Let's go home team this season when the range is 219 to 222. Let's see if we can find an edge here on some of these games. Let's go December 1st until now. Home teams. 66, 56, and 1. And let me see, 54% against the point spread for the home team. So the over a bit, nothing really crazy. Let's do home favorites. Let's do home favorites in the same range. And see if there's an advantage here. 41-35. Nothing really big. 42-30. Okay. Let's close the gap here. Let's go to... No, that's pretty good. All right, let's do road favorites in that range. Let's do road favorites. Pretty balanced right there. All right. So nothing really standing out there like that Brooklyn and like last night. 12.5 points. So let's see who the hottest teams right now as favorites. Let's see who are the favorites that are really on a good run right now. I'll bring that back to 0. And we do have, all right, you know what? I'm going to use this range here. I'm going to go a spread of favorites of 7.5 or less. 7.5 or less this year. December 1st, 2020. And let's see if who have been the best teams, who have been the best favorites of 7.5 or less this season against the point spread. Now the numbers should be even. Boston 4-8 against the point spread. So favorites of 7.5 or less, which would include Phoenix tonight. Actually, all the favorites of 7. So Lakers 7.5, Washington 7.5, Portland 1.5. That's a funny line. Portland, is that line still like that? Let me see here. Portland, no, it's -2 now. Portland's -2. That's an interesting line when you think about it. That's a very interesting line tonight. All right. How you doing, Slam and Sammy? There's Sam Sneed. Hey, that's a great name. It's like a golf name. All right. Boston, Brooklyn, 9-8. Brooklyn's what? Oh, they're an underdog. But look at this, 12-5 to the over, but they're not a favorite. New York, Philly. Philly as a 7.5 or less favorite. 8-6-1, but I'll check Philly's. I'll do the opposite after. 7.5 or higher. Let me see. Toronto's not playing. Chicago, Cleveland, Detroit, Indiana, Milwaukee. Milwaukee's a favorite. Are they a favorite tonight? Yeah, 1. 5-11. So the Milwaukee Bucks 5-11 against the point spread of when they're favored of 7.5 or less. 10-6 to the over. Atlanta, Charlotte, Miami, Orlando, Washington 3-2. 3-2 is a favorite of 7.5 or less. Denver, Minnesota, Portland 7-5-1 against the point spread, but 9-4 straight up. 7-4, 9-4 straight up. All right. Can you show us the favorites done last month? Yep, I can do the favorites last month. Utah 6-11. So is Utah? No, they're an underdog. So we'll check the underdogs in a second. Golden State, Clippers, Lakers 10-3 straight up. 8-5. But look at this. This is interesting now. Lakers, when they're favored of 7.5 or less, and they are 7.5 tonight. Let me see what the latest line is on the Lakers. The Lakers right now, I got them at 8. Oh crap! I went. Yeah, it's amazing now. The line could just, now it's 8. It was 7.5 all morning. Now it's went to 8. But I think we could have had a nice play on the under tonight. Look at this, 10-2-1 to the under. The Lakers when they're 7.5 or less favorite. But I'll check as a favorite of more, 8 or more, 7.5 or more. Sorry. Sacramento, Dallas, Houston, Memphis. So Memphis 6-3, and Memphis is a 12.5 points. So that doesn't pertain to them tonight. And San Antonio 9-3, but the Spurs are what? An underdog. All right, let's check out. Let's go the other way now. So let's go the other way. Let's go 7.5. Let's do a reset here. All right, let's go NBA. Let's go all teams, favorites. Let's go 7.5 or higher. Oh, okay. So let's go 7.5. All right, 7.5. Oh, you know what? I think I had the wrong. Yeah, let me do it over after the favorites of higher. Let me go to 20, -20. I don't think there's been any favorites of -20. Could have been against when the losing streak when Houston was losing, right? Let's go December 1st. Let's go 2020. Let's go April 29th, yesterday's games. All right, so here's what I'm doing. I'm doing NBA favorites of 7.5 or higher this season, and to see if there's any edges for any of the teams that were. So look at Brooklyn now. Brooklyn, but they're an underdog tonight, so that doesn't pertain to them. Philadelphia. So this is Philly's a 9.5 point favorite. They're 10-2 straight up, but only 5-7, but 8-4 to the over. So you might have a nice lean on the over tonight on Philadelphia. Toronto, Chicago, Cleveland, Detroit, Indiana, Milwaukee. Now the Bucks are let me see here. The Bucks are 1 point favorites, so it doesn't pertain to them. Washington here is a let me see here. Washington 7.5. Okay, so they've only been in this spot 3 times, so really nothing to write home about. Minnesota, Portland's 5-1, but they're only -2 tonight. Utah, Golden State, Clippers, Lakers. Now Lakers, okay, so 6-2 as a favorite of 7.5 or higher, and 6-2 to the over. Now My rule is this. I normally need about 10 games to make it official, but we're close at 8, right? So if you're thinking about that game on the Lakers tonight, total is what on that game? It is 222, and then computer ATS Calculator at 225. So the Lakers, Sacramento might be an overplay here. Phoenix, okay, doesn't go with them tonight. Memphis, what did I have? Memphis 12. They've only been a 7.5 point favorite all year. Once it was against Oklahoma, and that score finished 122 to 113. All right, New Orleans. All right, not bad, interesting, right? All right, so what did Fatty? You wanted me to check last month? Whoa, hey, thanks a lot, Sammy Sneed. Appreciate that, buddy. Hopefully, I'll put that on some winners for you. All right, show us the favorites done last month. All right, so Fatty wants to see how the favorites did last month. Favorites last month. All right, so let's go. You want April or March? Because we're getting at the close to the. Hey, Fatty, do you want April or March? Or since the All-Star break? When was the All-Star break? Well, yeah, find me the All-Star break and I'll put it down. Yeah, actually, I'll look at it real quickly right here. When was the All-Star break? NBA All-Star break. So the All-Star game was March 7th. All right, March 7th. Thanks for all the great info. Hey, you're welcome, Sam. Appreciate that, and thanks for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate it. March 7th. So let's go to March 7th. So Fatty wants to see, since the All-Star break, the best teams that are labeled favorites. 2020. Let's go 2020. Actually, 2021. Hey, with COVID, you don't even know your days anymore. April 29th. We'll go to April 20th, last night's game. And let's see which team have been the best favorites. And then I'll try something after best teams since the All-Star break after 2 wins and 2 losses. Sometimes when you throw in these criterias, you might find a better edge. All right, so the best team since the All-Star break, straight up against the point spread over-under. Boston 10-7. Brooklyn 16-4 straight up. So Brooklyn's on a nice little run right now, but not great against the point spread. 9-10-1. You got New York 11-1, 10-2 against the point spread. So the New York Knicks have been a great team. Philly, look at this. If you've been betting on the Sixers since the All-Star break on the under, 14-4. So 14-4. That's a pretty good. Angle right there, right? Let's take a look at Toronto. 6-7. Chicago, nothing really to write home about. Cleveland, not enough occurrences. Indiana, 7-3 straight up, but only 4-6 against the number. Milwaukee, 16-7. And the one thing you're seeing, look at the difference of games played. And some of these teams had COVID situations, so you can, you know what? That's what we're doing here. Is makes me think of something here. Milwaukee, look at the difference between. Oh, maybe not because they're not favorites. I was going to say, these guys are playing a lot of games, but Indiana's probably been an underdog in half those, right? So it doesn't, okay. 16-7, but look, 15-8. So Milwaukee's playing tonight, and the Bucks, what was the final score of that? Yeah, that game go over last night. So I don't know, I don't know if this game can go over tonight. 15-8 for Milwaukee since the All-Star break to the over. Interesting number. Atlanta 13-2, 12-4 against the number. Is Atlanta playing tonight? Yeah, they're playing Philly. So you got, let me see here. Philly, what did I say here? Philly. 4-14 to the under, and Atlanta, pretty good on the point spread, 12-4. So, a bit of a conflicting numbers there where you want to go in that game. But the Atlanta Hawks, and I'll take a look if there's any value on the Hawks there in a second. I got 120 to 109 as my forecast favoring Philly in this one. But Atlanta, pretty good number here, 12-4 since the All-Star break. Charlotte, 9-2 to the under. Look at this as a favorite. So if is Charlotte playing tonight? Let me see, Charlotte Hornets. Nope, not playing tonight. But keep an eye out on Charlotte as a favorite. As a favorite to the under. Look at this, 9-2 to the under. So pretty good angle right there. And let me see, Orlando, Washington, 7-3 straight up. You know what? Westbrook's been fantastic. Denver 19-6. Joker has been the Joker. Minnesota, hey, big wins over Utah, right? That's what Minnesota's Super Bowl this year. Those back-to-back wins against Utah. Portland though, be careful on Portland. I know. See, this line smells trap to me. I see Portland now -2, and then you got Brooklyn coming off a big win last night. But looking at Portland, even though they've done well as a favorite since the All-Star break, they're not a bettor's best friend. 7-9-1. 7-9-1. Utah 18-7, but 12-3. So that, what goes up must come down. And Utah's, they're going through. Every team has to go through a hiccup, right? Even the great Golden State Warrior teams went through a bit of a hiccup in their heyday. Not too many times though. When Golden State was winning every game, they didn't have too many hiccups. But you don't get a Golden State era like that, right? That year they had was just unbelievable. Speaking of Golden State, 6-5. Clippers 17-5 as a favorite since the All-Star break. Straight up. You know what? Watch out for the Clippers, right? Watch out for the Clippers. Lakers 10-2, 8-4 against the number. Phoenix 18-5. 18-5, but only 12-10-1 against the number. So if you're gonna play that Phoenix-Utah game tonight, guys, I recommend the money line. I wouldn't even bother with the point spread. If that line can get down to 3.5, the money line will go down. And right now it's 184. So maybe that's what the bookmakers are a little bit concerned, right? They don't want to bring that line down because they might get more people betting the money line. And that's an angle you got to consider, right? Bookmakers, they're onto the game now. A lot of the younger generation bettors don't bet point spread. They bet money line. And that's why you're seeing in these tight scoring, let's be honest. What do I have as a line here between Utah and Phoenix? Let's go check out my line and look at the bookmakers line. They know if they put a 2.5, people are just going to bet the money line and they're going to get the old woodshed, right? The old taken beyond the woodshed. My line on this game was Phoenix -5.3 and then Utah -9.7. So when you think about the value on this game here tonight between Utah and Phoenix, it should be -3 or less, for Phoenix. But, the bookmaker, I don't know why. What are the, see? And even my calculator numbers had Utah. So this is interesting, right? This is a pretty interesting angle right here. Philly is favorite. Yeah, Philly is a favorite. What did I say? An underdog? All right. Let me see here. Go back to this. Phoenix 18-5. So again, if this line can go down, I'd still recommend Phoenix on the money line. But keep in mind, Phoenix coming off a long road trip. But have they had one home game yet? Yeah, they played the Clippers and they won 109-101 on the 28th. So they did have a couple days rest, right? So 1 day's rest. And then the Jazz, the Jazz had a hiccup against the T-Wolves there in the last two games, but they made up for it last game, right? Against my guy Buddy Buckets and the Kings. Sacramento, Dallas, Houston, Memphis here, 9-7 against the point spread, 10-6 to the over. New Orleans, San Antonio. So pretty interesting number. Let's take a look at the underdog, and then we'll take a quick look at. So let's do. Oh, you know what? Let me do favorites. I had the wrong thing last time. Let me do this. Let's go favorites. Let me do a reset here. So let me go NBA favorites of 0. Let me see here. We'll do -1. We'll do -0. Yeah, -1 to -7.5. I had the wrong range last time I did this. All right, let's go December 1st, 2020. And let's take a look at April 29th. And let's see which team since the All-Star break in the low range of spreads of favorites, right? There's always that comfort level when you're betting a spread sport, right? Football, basketball. When you're betting, and the market psychology. In fact, remind me to look at the SBI. I got something I want to show you guys on the sports betting index on money management. There's something about market psychology in spread sports. If I tell you tonight that game between, let's say for instance Atlanta, Philadelphia. If I say Philly's favored by 3, and just forget about the players. Just think about the line, right? Think of the line. If I tell you Philly's favored by 3, there's a mindset. If I tell you, Philly's favored by 9.5, you see how your mindset really plays into those ranges. So that's why when we do these search queries, the bookmakers know this, right? And they play. They can. That's how you got to avoid traps. You got to avoid traps, and this is why I always say, like for me, when I'm betting into the on sports, I won't bet on C-type teams. The Rangers. I go against, like last night. I don't know what the New York Rangers. Let me check out the New York Rangers. Like last night, I had the Rangers, and I thought about it later. I said, the Rangers have been playing so good, but are they? I forgot if they were a C-type team, right? And if they did, I went against my own rule. But that that happens sometimes. Let me see the New York Rangers last night. That's one thing I want to check here. The New York Rangers, where are you? New York Rangers. Yeah. Oh, 26-24. Okay, good. For some reason, I thought they had a losing record. No, they're a B-type team. I was going to kick myself because here I am recommending I don't bet on C-type teams, and then I thought the Rangers were a C-type team. But anyways, where I'm going with this is that's why, I'll always say this, the Bill Parcells rule, right? You are what you are. Your record says who you are. I always mix it up. Your record says who you are. And if you're a bad team, you can't expect bad teams to do good things, right? And that's why, you don't. If you expect bad teams to win and cover for you, you don't hold your breath, right? Must be a Friday, eh? All right, here we go. So, NBA favorites of -1 to 7.5 since the beginning. Oh, you know what? I'll do the begin. Let me do it since the All-Star break. I want to do since the All-Star break. So let's go March 7th, 2021. Yeah, you are what your record says you are. There you go. Got it out. All right, March 7th, 2021, April 29th. Favorites of 1 to 1.7. There we go. All right, going for number one, says Jermaine. Very interesting. Merci beaucoup, Ray. Bienvenue, Fadi. Bienvenue. Hey, our friend from Belgium. Or Brussels. Was it Brussels? All right, Boston. So Boston, 2-5 against the number, in low range number, right? So the Celtics since the All-Star break, -1 to 7.5. The under, though. What's the under? Boston playing tonight. What's the line? -4. So maybe the under. Look at this. Is Boston favorite? Yep. So Boston since the All-Star break, when the -7.5 or less as a favorite, 2-5 to the under. So the under might be worth a look here. What do I got that total? 219. 221 on the computer. What's the latest total in that game? Let me see what Bookmaker has. Bookmaker has Boston at 221.5. So 221. So this line has gone up, and I had 221.9. So see how tight the numbers can be? It's amazing, right? All right, so let's take a look at Brooklyn. 5-0, 4-1 against the number as a 7.5 point, but they're what tonight? They're an underdog, so it doesn't count. Philly, Toronto, Chicago. So who have been some of the best teams in that range, right? The over, Milwaukee. What's Milwaukee tonight? I thought they were higher. The Bucks, no, -1. So, all right. So the over in Milwaukee, that's a couple times now we talked about that. Atlanta, Milwaukee, Charlotte, Miami. So the low ranges tonight, Lakers. Lakers would be a team we'd want to look at here. Washington is a favorite of 7.5. The under, look at the under here for Washington. Again, not enough for occurrences. Denver, Minnesota, Portland, 1-5. So when Portland's a favorite of -1 to 7 since the All-Star break, 1-5 against the number. 1-5. Atlanta, what you saw something on Atlanta? Where's Atlanta? 7-0, yeah. 7-0. How did I miss that, right? 7-0 against the point spread. So if you look at Atlanta as a -1 to 7.5 point spread, 7-0 and 5-2 to the under. So good pickup there, Fatty. Utah, Golden State, Clippers 5-1 and 5-1 against the numbers. Clippers are not playing tonight. It's the Lakers, right? Lakers 6-1, 5-2 against the number, and I think Lakers unders might be worth a look here. I'm noticing more totals today when I'm looking at these games. Phoenix, all right, this is interesting. The Phoenix Suns -1 to 7.5 since the All-Star break, 4-1 straight up, 4-1 against the number. So that could be an interesting number right there. Pick tonight. Sacramento, Dallas, Houston, Houston, we got a problem. There was no problem last night in Houston, that's for sure. And then San Antonio. All right, good research, right? Good. This is not your conventional way of handicapping, right? This is, instead of going game by game, we're doing system handicapping. And when you do system handicapping, it's almost the opposite, right? When you're doing the game by game matchup, you're taking the situations, then go and find that situation to see if it complements your your findings, right? But when you do an approach like this, you're finding systems, then that way hopefully it can help you like it did us last night, the over in that Brooklyn game. Let me see here. Oh yeah, I want to do this. Let me do a reset here. So NBA favorites, and we'll go favorites coming off 2-game losing streak. A 2-game losing streak. So because 2-game win streak, we won't get a good record, right? So if we do favorites coming off a 2-game losing streak, and then we'll do 3-game losing streak just to show you the percentage play on, and I'll show you something. I want to see if it works first before I say anything, but December 1st, 2020. And then we got April. So I'm always talking about the progression of, the percentage play, right? So let's see if, so NBA favorites since the beginning of the year, coming off a 2-game losing streak. Let's take a look at the record. 53.9% against the point spread and 67.3% win percentage. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. And the best teams against the point spread. So NBA favorites coming off a 2-game losing streak. So the best teams in this spot this season. Let's take a look at some of the best teams in this situation. 32, Milwaukee. No, 4-1 to the over. Again, the over, right? We've been talking about Milwaukee over, but are they on a 2-game losing streak? No, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to check. Atlanta. No. 4-0, Denver. So the Denver Nuggets, if they're a favorite and they're coming off a 2-game losing streak, keep an eye on that. They're 4-0 in their next game against the point spread and straight up. But again, not a lot of occurrences, right? But when you're thinking about favorites, they don't lose, a lot of, 2-game win streaks, right? Losing streak. Let's see 3 games. So let me keep an eye on this record here. So 67% on a 2-game losing streak. Let's do 3 games and 4 games. See what the difference is. And let's do point spread. 53.93%. All right, now let's do NBA favorites. December 1st, 2020. On a 3-game losing streak. Let's do 3 games. Now, using my my methods of what goes up must come down, the law of average, I'm looking for higher win percentage in the straight up and against the point spread, right? So look at this. 66% on a 3-game losing streak. So you would think 28-14, right? Not bad. 67.6, but only 53%. Same thing, the same number. 53.66. And look at the over. 61%. Oh, I didn't check the over last time. I'll do, that's pretty interesting. 1%. So favorites coming off a 3-game losing streak, 61.9% of the overs. And let's do 4-game losing streak. Actually, I think I showed you guys this week. There's a pretty good number right here. Watch this. But I think it's home dogs. I think it's better if it's home dogs, not 4. All right, and 60.8%. 65. Wow, look at that. It goes down. Interesting, right? You'd think it would go up, but it goes down percentage-wise. And then 43.4% the other way. Not the over, but the under. That's interesting. So 60.8% on a 4-game losing streak. So let me see here. 60.8%. And then you got 43. So then 43.48. Let me go back to the first one. I didn't grab the... So I'm going to show you guys something in a second here. Let's do December 1st on a 2-game losing streak. 56.04. So favorites on a 2-game losing streak. All right, 67.39 and 53. So teams on a 2-game losing streak, 67.39% straight up, but only 56.93 against the point spread, and then 56.04 to the over. Teams on a 3-game losing streak. So really the straight up angle, there's not much of a difference, but against the point spread, you got 56% on a 2-game losing streak, 53% on a 3-game losing streak, and then it goes back up to 60% on a 4-game losing streak. Let me see if I got this right here. 4-game losing streak. Maybe I got the wrong number here. Hang on. Favorites, 4-game losing streak. Yeah, 60. Wow. Big difference. So when the favorites on a 4-game losing streak have a 60% chance of covering, but then it goes the other way to the under. Wow, interesting, right? Interesting numbers. Let's check out 2-game win streak. Let's do 2-game win streak. See if there's a big difference. Let's go December 1st, 2020. Teams on a 2-game winning streak as a favorite. Let's see what the big difference is here. All right, so we're at 65% and 51% of covering the spread. Wow. And we compared to 56, 5% difference. And then 51.2% on the total. That's an interesting number right there. What do we say here? 51.24. So straight up ATS and over under. Now let's do the opposite. Let's go 3-game winning streak. So we go November 1st or December 1st. Three-game win streak. All right, so we got 69. Wow, 69. So it increases. The more they win, the better they get percentage-wise on a 3-game win streak. 69.3, 50% even against the point spread, and then 49.9. So very balanced on the winning streak. So again, the reason why I'm doing this is I'm going to show you guys something when I'm done here. So NBA favorites. Let's do December 1st on a 4-game win streak. 53%. Wow, now it goes right down, right? Wow, it goes from 65% to 53. Wow, that's a big drop. That is a huge drop. 40% of covering the spread. So this goes into my, and then 60% to the over. Wow, 60%. So check this out. NBA favorites on a 2-game win streak win 65% of their games, but only cover 51%. On a 3-game win streak, it goes up to 69%, but only 50%. So there's no big difference on the point spread or the total. But then when you get to a 4-game win streak, they only win 53.6%, and then they don't cover 40%. So if you're ever wondering and you're saying, well, why is he doing all this? When is a good time to bet favorites? According to the numbers this year, if you're going to bet favorites straight up, you got to wait to at least a minimum of 3-game win streak, right? The 3-game win streak, because after one win, you don't know if there's another 2 coming. But the percentage play does favor. If they do win one, you have a 69.3% chance of them winning their next game. But after that, you're on your own because it's a 53.6%. So having said all that, when I always say one of my best, if you read my book, Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secrets, one of the best angles is always play a team that won against the spread versus a team that lost against the spread. And it's even better if that team won straight up and that other team lost straight up, because the percentage is always in your favor. Man, this is gold. This is pretty good stuff, right? What do you guys think? I would love to hear your feedback. I know you guys, we got a lot of people watching. I would love to hear your feedback on this. I know it's not, you're probably tuning in saying, you know what, get to the matchup, get to this. But this is, what's that old expression? Hey, you teach someone to fish, or teach someone to fish, or buy a fish and feed for a day, or teach them to fish and we can eat for a year, right? That's what I feel. I feel like this session's about here. We're fishing for the year here. We're not here about just to eat on April 29th. We want to eat, or April 30th. We want to eat all day here. But I think this is a good, good information to have. And you know what? Let's take a look on teams. Let's take a look at the streaks. Let's see if there's any teams on a one-game win streak only. And a team on a two-game. So we know teams that are on a two-game win streak and they're a favorite. It's not pretty good for them tonight. So let me go to the handicapping here. Let me go to the report. Let's do breakdown Orlando, Minnesota. So let me take a look, see if there's any teams on a one-game win streak. So they're on a two-game. So who's the favorite here? Nope. All right, let me see the favorites. Lakers. So they're coming off a 5. Let's see the Lakers. Lakers are coming off one straight-up loss. So is Sacramento. Cleveland. 4-game losing streak. So no, the Washington Wizards. So okay. So here's fits our scenario here tonight. Washington is a favorite, and they're coming off a one-game win streak, right? So they have a 69% chance of winning straight up here tonight, but only a 50% chance of covering the spread. So again, you don't have to take Washington to cover the spread. You can take them on, like, say, a money line with a two-team parlay, right? There's many ways to win at this game. Let me see here. Cleveland, Boston. Let's see Boston and the San Antonio. Let me check later. Boston. Okay, so Boston's coming off a one-game win streak. So Boston money line. Boston, Washington on the, right now on a money line two-teamer might be worth the consideration. And let me see. Brooklyn, Portland. Brooklyn's coming off, I don't know if it's, let me see here. Brooklyn's on a what? 4 ATS wins. 4 straight up, so it doesn't count. Chicago, Milwaukee. Milwaukee's coming off a loss, so that doesn't count to them. And then Utah, Phoenix. Utah, Phoenix. 4 points here, so we're looking at, okay, so who's the favorite? No, doesn't, Phoenix on a 2-game win streak. Phoenix at home this year, 7-1 against A-type teams. I think Phoenix is a really good player tonight. But there's something that tells me it's a dangerous play. But the way Utah's been playing, and they're 4-4 on the road against A-type teams, but, we saw that Phoenix has been playing. They're one of the best teams since the All-Star break, right? I think Phoenix might be a nice play, but money line. And the last one, Atlanta, Philadelphia. So Washington, Boston right now, knowing from the numbers and the percentage play, you got a 69.3% chance of cashing tonight on those two plays, if based on the numbers, right? And what's this? So yeah. So all right. What else are you guys saying? Let me take a look. The locks are in the Ottawa River. I need a lock, says Slumlord. I just gave you 2 good ones right there. Ron, do you do UFC? No, I don't do UFC. That's one thing I don't do. I don't do the UFC. I don't mind the UFC. I don't mind watching. I'll watch. I haven't watched it in a while, but it was back in the day when you had Anderson Silva at his prime. It's like anything else, right? You go through phases, and I think I went through my UFC phase, and I think boxing is making a bit of a comeback. But boxing needs their Marvin Haglers, their Mike Tysons, Sugar Ray Leonard. You need the Roberto Duran. You need those guys, those big names to attract you back. I don't know. I think there's just with the UFC and boxing, it's tough to really focus on one, right? If you're a big fight fan, and that's just my view. I'll watch a good hockey fight though. Hey, I'll watch a good hockey scrap. All right, let me check out some of the comments. I don't mean to, when I get on these rolls, guys, I don't mean to miss your comments. So that's why I'm going to go back and read it. Can you show us the favorites? Thanks. Okay. Thanks. Philly going for number 1, right? Atlanta. Wow. Atlanta 9.5 dog for Avalanche to blow out the Sharks. Brooklyn over was such a lock. Yeah, that was a good one last night. Guys, what's pick for hockey? Yeah, we're going to do hockey in a second. Avalanche is my best pick for the day. I need other locks. I think you guys just like getting everybody going with the locks. Interesting data. Thank you for sharing. You're welcome. Can you repeat the angle you're mentioning? Hopefully I did. Yes, this is gold. It's a favorite off. It's a favorite. It comes off against a spread win. What's that? Okay. Caution, C-type teams. Betting is a marathon, not a sprint. And you do it, you bet fatigue. All right, so betting is a marathon, not a sprint. And when you do have a bet fatigue, you are winning for a couple of days in a row, then just take some days off and enjoy. You will see your numbers go up. You know what, Fatty? That the truer words cannot be said. Fatty says, betting fatigue. That's real. Betting fatigue, it's like anything in life. There's always, you go through, even NFL season, God forbid we don't talk about the NFL, but you watch, you get to a point in the NFL season, week 14, 15. It's not that you're tired of the NFL. It's just, it gets long, right? It gets long. I always say, in order to really appreciate and love something, you got to miss it a bit. That's why the sports in general, the way they have it. And this is why when you have this argument, football, the XFL coming in January, you need to miss football. You need to miss it. You need football to go away for 3-4 months. Miss it a bit. Go watch other sports, and then recharge the batteries, get the juices flowing again. Now the All-Star. I always say once the NFL draft gets here, then we start getting slowly back into the NFL spirit of things. Right? That was awesome last night. Now everybody's talking football this morning. I'm a Bills fan, so I'm glad we got the edge rusher from Miami. And you know what? Now we can start, slowly putting our toe into the water for football, right? But I think you got to miss everything. Like right now, I think people are getting a bit of basketball fatigue, NHL fatigue, because we're getting near the end. But I think once we get to the playoffs, then the energy is going to get going again, right? Once we start seeing the matchups of who's playing who in the first round, then I think you're going to see high octane spirit going again, right? But I think you got to miss it a bit. All right, where was I here? No Conley, no Mitchell tonight for Utah. All right, money line and Celtics. Yeah, Wizards money line Celtics. I think it's pretty good. We the numbers. The numbers are there. Teams NBA favorites coming off coming off one win 69.3% of the games in the following game. I think that's a pretty good angle right there. All right, that's NBA for today. Man, pretty good NBA angle today. And I don't know about you guys, I do like these shows a little bit better than breaking down each game, because now it's about gambling. Now it's about sports betting and getting into the numbers and trying to find that edge, right? Finding the edge. Hopefully you guys hopefully you guys appreciate this format, or you like this format. All right, let's go to NHL. And then we told, what do you guys want to do next? MLB or NHL? I love the Utah Jazz today, says Plant Base. You're about the only one, though, Plant Base. Hey? I think Plant Base is the only one. No, Ronnie. Now it's about finding winners. Absolutely. Finding winners. You like that one? Hey, nobody's perfect. Pull buddy's perfect. Hey, finding winners. MLB. All right, let's do MLBs. There's Mark Nation. How you doing, Mark? Reggie Lawson. Plant Base. That's why I love it. All right, Major League Baseball. All right, Kate, let's take out our... Now, I was thinking about this the other night. You ever look at the Boston Red Sox last night? They have a good series against Seattle. Let's take out the charts here. I'm gonna go to MLB premium reports, and I'm gonna talk about the Boston Red Sox, not the Celtics. I gotta get out of my basketball mode here. Hey, I'm in NBA mode still. Well, those are good numbers. That was a good time. I like that. That was fun. All right, look at Boston. Now I'm gonna just stay with me, and you'll see my way of thinking here. Now Boston had a good series against the Blue Jays, right? They've won. Let me see here. They split the Jays 2-1. The Mariners. So they took 2 of 3, I think, from the Mariners. In fact, they lost the first one, and then, the Mariners. Oh yeah, it was a 4-game series. They went 2-2, And then they took 2 from the Boston Red Sox, the New York Mets, 2-1, 1-0. And then your mindset is this, right? Every series, in football, you go by weeks. And then you're saying, okay, week 1, Cowboys are playing New England. Week 2, Cowboys are playing Buffalo. Week 3, Cowboys are playing, say, the 49ers. In baseball, the change of matchups. So a new series, that's like a weekend, right? And you got to bring, I think, a new mindset to a game series, right? Look at last night. I had Boston. I got sucked into that pick last night. And let me turn this off. Let me see here. All right. So, so where was I? The new series, right? And I'm going to take a look on Major League Baseball. Let's take a look at this. And I'm going to go to, where is it? Right here. So, a lot of first games last night. First game of a series, right? And to me, baseball series are like a different... every time a team goes to another town and they play, that's like the NFL week 2, right? And let's see how favorites have done on the first game of a series. And I'm going to take a look at it from different angles. Road favorites, home favorites. So let me do any Major League Baseball team this year we'll do home favorites first. First game of a series. All right. First game of a series this year. And let's see how home teams have done so far. So, home favorites, first game of a series. Or, let's just do home teams. We'll do home teams first. Home teams, first game of a series. 64-55 on the year. 51-67-1 to the under. All right. Now, home favorites in that regards. Now, we're thinking percentage play, right? We're not looking at per team. 43-33. So, home favorites. And, like last night, Texas, they were an underdog, right? Texas was an underdog. I'm interested to see how underdogs do as a home underdog. Okay, home favorites, 43-33 straight up, and then 34-42 to the under. So any home favorites going into the first game of a series, really not a big edge, right? Let's look at home underdogs. First game of a series this year, 21-22. So we're talking 50%, but 17-25-1 to the under. Not bad. So any first game of a series today, we'll take a look. Home underdogs, first game of a series. Let's take a look at some of these. The Yankees are a favorite. Washington. All right, so Washington, you got John Lester against Pablo Lopez. That could be an under. Philadelphia Mets. That could be an under. All right, that could be an under. Tampa Bay Houston. That could be an under play right there. Who else is an underdog? Cleveland Chicago White Sox. Yeah, that... 6.5. That's just that pitching matchup. Bieber against Keuchel. That could be an under right there, right? Let me see who else is an underdog. Milwaukee. Who are they playing? Milwaukee's playing. That's the second game of the series. They played yesterday. And then you have Angels Seattle. Angels against Seattle. That could be an underplay. So keep an eye out on those plays for tomorrow. The first game of the series. Let's keep an eye out to see if those have any value towards the under. Away favorites, first game of the series, 17-20. Yeah, so it's just the opposite of what we said, right? Now let's take a look at the second game of the series, right? We got a couple of teams that are second game of a series. Home favorites, second game of a series. And I don't think that pertains to anybody. Nothing really. I'm just going to look for the angles, and then I'll go see if it pertains to anybody involved in today, right? Home underdogs, second game of a series, 17-23. So nothing really there. So okay. Nothing really on that angle. Let's go to Major League Baseball. Home favorites versus lefties this month. All right, let's take a look at that since the beginning of the year. So let's go home favorites versus lefties so far this year. And then we'll do another. Oh, I forgot to do the any team. So any home favorites versus lefties this season. 62-66. And let's see what team has the best record. So home favorites versus lefties this year. The best record. White Sox 6-2. White Sox is Keuchel is Bieber's a right-hander. All right, 2-5. Kansas City. Kansas City. Who's Kansas City playing here? Are they? No, they're on the road, right? Yeah, they're in Minnesota. All right. Cincinnati. Wow, look at that. Cincinnati at home versus lefties, 5-1. And they're at home, but they're facing Arrieta. He's a righty. That's too bad. Would have been a nice angle right there. Finding winners, right? Nobody's perfect. That's what we're doing right here. Hey, we're finding winners. All right, let's do home favorites versus righties this season. Might get a couple here. All right, Yankees, 3-4. Yankees, we'll see if they're going to turn it around this weekend. If they could have a good series here this weekend, they can get back to 500. They're 11-14. Okay, home favorites versus righties. So let me take here. Toronto 1-2. Not enough occurrences. Baltimore, Minnesota 2-5. Minnesota. So the Twins. Let me see. They're a home favorite against Kansas City. Yeah, I like Kansas City here. I do like Kansas City in this spot. Chicago 6-2 at home versus righties. That's gonna be a good game. Keuchel against Bieber. Man, the under is 3-5. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Kansas City, no, they're not at. We'll do a road team after. Cleveland 3-0. What's Cleveland here? Are they a favorite? Cleveland? No, they're playing Chicago. I just said that. Texas, Houston, Atlanta, Miami. They're not at home. Philly, no, 2-0. Washington, not enough occurrences. New York Mets. Look at the New York Mets. No, they're on the road. 0-5 to the under. At home. Cincinnati. What did I say? Cincinnati? Cincinnati, where are you? Yeah, they're at home. They're a favorite against Chicago. Look at the 5-1. Cincinnati might be a good play here. Cincinnati, Wade Miley going. Yeah, Cincinnati might be a nice play. Cincinnati. San Francisco. Man, the Giants, eh? You think the Giants can win the division? They're on the road, though. San Diego. LA Dodgers, 5-4. Arizona. I had Arizona as one of my top plays last night. San Diego. Let me see here. San Diego, who are they facing? Logan Webb. Okay. San Diego Padres at home this year versus right-handed pitchers. 0-6 to the under. 0-6 to the under. So that could be a nice angle right there. All right, let's take a look at home underdogs. Home underdogs versus lefties. Home underdogs versus lefties. Take a look at this. So, home underdogs. Baltimore 1-5, but I don't know if are they at home. Baltimore. No, I think they're on the road. Let me see here. Baltimore. Orioles. Actually, they're in Oakland. All right. Tampa Bay 2-0. Not enough occurrences. Yeah, we need more occurrences. And we're getting there, right? We're getting more games in the system. Seattle 5-2. So the Mariners 5-2 as a home dog. 5-2 as a home dog versus right-handed pitching. But they're facing a lefty tonight. All right, I'll do a lefty in a second. Seattle would have been a nice play. I still think Seattle, they've been a good return on investment team. My under-the-radar type team. I think Seattle's one of them. Philadelphia 2-2. Washington. St. Louis. Is St. Louis on the home or away? No, they're on the road. They're playing Pittsburgh. 1-1. All right, let me do home underdogs. Or you know what? Let me do versus righties. Yeah, versus righties. Home underdogs versus righties. All right, let me see. Toronto. Baltimore 1-5. Tampa Bay. Did I do this already? Underdogs. Oakland. Seattle. 5-2. I thought we did this already. Looks like the same number. Let me see. Maybe I did the Seattle. Okay. Go back here. Home underdogs versus right-handed pitching at home. Arizona 3-2. Colorado, no. Where's Seattle? Yeah, 5-2. Seattle might be a nice play here tonight. Seattle might be a nice play. Let me do favorites. Favorites. versus lefties this year. Okay. Wow, look at this. New York Yankees. So I noticed this last week. The New York Yankees at home versus lefties, 0-8 to the under. The total is 7.5. Might be a nice play here tonight. Yankees 7-0 to the under, 8-0 to the under as a favorite versus left-handed pitching. Home or away. Let me see here. Who else is not bad on the record? 5-3. Kansas City 4-1 and 0-5 to the under. Kansas City, are they facing a lefty? No, a righty. Oakland 10-1. Who are they facing? Oakland. Where's Oakland playing again? Thought I had them down here. Yeah, Oakland at home to Baltimore. Versus the lefty, but they're facing John Means. That's a tough one. Minus 133. Oakland might be a nice play. 10-1 versus lefty, but Baltimore sending their best pitcher, right? Means. I think Oakland might be a nice play. Look at that. 10-1. 10-1. All right, what am I missing here? Oakland versus lefties, 10-1. Yeah, perfect. Who likes the Marlins? Tampa Bay. Cleveland is favorite. Interesting concept to look at unders is on the first game of a series because, in fact, Red Sox and Dodgers did go under last night. So, interesting concept to go under in the first game of a series because, in fact, yep, definitely makes sense because the best pitchers tend to be playing in the first game. Well, again, it all depends on the rotation, right? And, you get these 2-game rotations, 3-4 games. Flexing will continue flexing. How you doing, Rashad? Slumlord, the best pitcher, do not let you start the regular season. MLB is hard to cap. You know what? MLB is really tough. If you go look at bullpenpicks.com and just look at the most followed or even the top score, it's tough. It's really tough. Like, there's only a handful of us that have like a record of a score of 500 or more. And, we have over 200 people playing in the system since we started. Baseball is tough, man. Baseball, and you're picking every game. You're picking every game, and baseball is really, really tough. Like, baseball is that sport, if you want to do well at it, you got to, like, eat, sleep, breathe, poop, baseball. Like, I mean, watch every game, stay on top. It's really, it's a tough game to handicap. It really is. All right, so, pretty good angle here on Oakland. All right, what else I want to look at here? Baseball. I did lefties. Let's see who's been the top team in the last 2 weeks. Let's see the last 10 days. Last 10 days in baseball. So let's go to the 20th of April. Actually, let's go 19th of April to the 29th of April. And we'll do who's been the best. Yeah, the best favorites. Let's see who's the best favorites. Yankees 1-8. As a favorite, 1-8 to the under. So this is the last 10 days. These are the teams in the last 10 days. Chicago White Sox 5-2. When you're handicapping baseball, because they play so many games, and if you followed my reports, I'm always talking about long-term cycles, short-term cycles, right? And sometimes when you do these type of analysis and you're trying to find, okay, when did this team get hot, right? What's the perfect number that when you do these research, is it, the last 10 days? Is it the last 7? Is it the last 14? It's really tough to get that perfect range to find, the diamond in the rough, right? Sometimes totals are easier than sides. You know what? I'm the opposite. I find I'm better with sides than totals. I got double-edged sword. Like, I had the over in the Yankees Cincinnati this week. It was 1-0, bottom of 8. I had 7.5 and it went over. They scored 7 runs in 1 inning. Like, okay, I'll take that because I'm always, the couple of games before was at Baltimore and Oakland. I had the under. It was like 3-1 going into the 9th or in the 8th, and then it finished like 7-6 or something like that. I think totals are really tough to handicap. I'd rather go sides. And when you here's the thing though, nobody's perfect. When you bet sides, this is why I always say eliminate betting on C-type teams. Then you just cut your board in half. When you just handicap teams with winning record and you're selective, your win percentage will go higher. Because when you're including bad teams, what is Bill Parcells, right? You are what your record says you are, and then you're expecting bad teams to do good things. But if you eliminate half the board right away, and some people will say, well, that's stupid because you can get good value on bad teams. Yes, you can, but then you don't hold your breath when it's the ninth inning and they're blowing a 3-game lead, right? Or they got a 3-run lead. With bad teams with a 3-run lead or 4-run lead, you're expecting them to, Minnesota. How many times has Minnesota went into the lead in the 7th, 8th inning this year and just blow it because Colome's he's tired? I think they burned him out last year. You can't have your closer coming in and save 2 innings. Closers are meant to save to get 3 outs. When you start, asking your closer to come in the 8th and get 1 out and then get 4, that's what happens. And look what's happening in Tampa Bay. The closer Castillo, he's starting to burn out. You can see it a bit. He's getting his, they're overusing him a bit. They're bringing him in the 8th, and it's just Diego Castillo, a great closer, but you're just asking him to do too much at times, right? All right, so favorites the last couple of since the 19th, right? 5-2 Chicago, Kansas City still 4-1. I'm still gonna ride the Royals gravy train. I still think Oakland. I'm still gonna ride Oakland. Seattle. You know what? Seattle's been a good underdog all year. I don't know if I'm still gonna bet Seattle. I'm still gonna give Seattle the benefit of the doubt. They're still gonna fall into my uncomfortable pick range. Houston. I think Houston's starting to turn it around. I think Houston's turning it around. I don't know if they're 500 yet. Miami, Philly, Washington, New York Mets. I'm not touching the Mets. Look at that, 2-5, 1-6. Maybe the under. Sometimes you can look at the under on some of these C-type teams, right? And that's one thing. If I don't like the side on C-type teams, then I'll look at the under, right? The total. St. Louis Cardinals 4-0 as a favorite in the last 10 days. Cardinals have been a nice play. San Francisco. Don't sleep, East Coast guys, don't sleep on San Francisco. I know they play late at night, but wake up. San Francisco's like the tooth fairy, right? You go to bed and there's money underneath your pillow the next morning. Hey, that's a good one. Hey, San Francisco's like the tooth fairy. Hey, you go to bed and they got money under your pillow. Hey, do you guys like that one? I thought it was pretty good. All right. Bad beat is a bad beat no matter what. It says nobody's perfect. Ronnie, you reduced the team's total as well? Nope. All right. Hey, Scotty. There's Scotty Bear. Dodgers 3-7. Yeah. I don't know when you jump back on the Dodger gravy train, right? Bad beat, no matter what you bet. Yeah. Hey, speaking of Kentucky Derby, I'll have a Kentucky Derby pick tomorrow. Dodgers. All right. Let's take a look at the best dogs the last 10 days. The best underdogs the last 10 days. And then we'll do NHL. Boston Red Sox 4-0. Boston, are they a favorite underdog tonight? Boston Red Sox. Minus 107, their favorite, yeah. Baltimore 2-7. So Baltimore to the under, and Oakland's. They got 2 good pitchers going tonight. You got Means and who do you got going for Oakland? Fires. Yeah, maybe an under here. Baltimore 2-7 to the under as an underdog the last 10 days. Tampa Bay 0-3 to the under. The Streakcatcher had the under yesterday, and he's got let me take a look here. Streakcatcher. So if you guys missed Firelink, he's on a 10-game win streak. Hey, where's Eddie O? I didn't see Eddie O pop in today. Normally Eddie O pops in. Big pop-in guy. Hey, Eddie O. Hey, Washington Nationals. Firelink's got Washington tonight. He's got the Nationals. 123. You guys didn't like my Tooth Fairy joke there or what? Hey? I don't see any comments on the San Francisco Giants Tooth Fairy. All right. Where was I? Okay. 4-2 to the under. 0-5 Detroit as an underdog. Last 10 days. 0-5 to the under. Oakland 0-3. Yeah, I'm seeing more totals, right, instead of winnings. Records. Obviously, underdogs, you don't expect underdogs to win a lot. But St. Louis, 0-5-1. So something to keep an eye out when teams are underdogs, right? 5-2-1 to the over Arizona. So good. Milwaukee, 5-2. Yeah, I've been betting Milwaukee too. If you follow my picks on the Bullpen Picks, I've been betting a lot of Milwaukee. Arizona too. The Cardinals, Hey, didn't see that coming out of the gate. All right, let's take a look at the NHL games tonight. I'll give you guys a quick handicap on the NHL games. Let's go to home. 1:30. Wow. Man, there goes lunch. Hey, started late though today. Oh, these Google AdSense. All right, let's take a look at Anaheim, LA. Hopefully Don Smith is not falling asleep on us there, eh, Donnie? Hey, Don Smith asked for hockey about an hour ago. Kings 132, deal runner at 5.5. LA 4-6 in the last 10. The Ducks 3-7. Let me see here. 68% chance. Now 3-7 against C-type teams at home. 5-21 at home this year. Anaheim 5-21. Got to lean with the Kings here. I know there's this is, probably not the best game on the board. Let's see, Kings. Let me take a look at some of the situational stuff here. My problem is Tooth Fairy has never left me any money. Hey, probably got no more teeth, hey? Nobody's perfect, hey? That's funny. 21-5. Yeah, of course. Road teams are 21-5 against Anaheim. Yeah, not a good game right there. Damn, Wild again. You know what? I said it yesterday, right? St. Louis. Watch out for the St. Louis Blues. They're playing. They beat Colorado twice. Then they go and take Minnesota in a nice overtime. What a nice roofer job last night by O'Reilly, right? Top shelf backhand. Nice. Hey, he got hands. I used to play hockey with a buddy of mine, and one of his best lines, anytime he saw somebody with good puck handling skills, he'd always say, look at that guy. He's got hands like a hairstylist. Hey, got hands like a hairstylist. Minus 333 Colorado, San Jose. 11-2. If you're going to bet this game, it's the total, right? Colorado. But Colorado, 3 straight losses. Let's see how San Jose in their last 10 in Colorado, 3-7. I don't see that happening. 4-2, 6-4. You never know. But I wouldn't count on it. Colorado's a good hockey team. It's just 11-2 at home against. I never used to this Ron Nice class. What? I never used this Ron Nice class. Okay. I'm not sure what you're trying to say there, Bobby. I never used this Ron Nice class. Okay. Oh, nice class. Yeah. Yeah. Teacher's in, right? Bobby Hubby. How you doing, Bobby? All right. 18. Yeah. Colorado's the play. Winnipeg, Montreal. I think this is the only game tonight that might have value. When you're looking at tonight's game. Now, Winnipeg. Now, is Hellebuck going to be in nets tonight? Man, he's going through a rough stage right now. The whole Winnipeg. Every team goes through a hiccup, right? And Winnipeg, for some reason, the last couple of weeks, they just have not played some good hockey. In fact, I'll take a look at the top teams the last 3 weeks. Yeah, Hellebuck against Jake Allen. In fact, let me do that here. Let me go NHL. Let's take a look at the NHL. The last 2 weeks. So let's go April. Let me do April 10th. Yeah, let's go April 10th now. Let's see who's been the best teams in the NHL the last couple weeks. I know Winnipeg won't be there. As Joe Namath would say, struggling. Hey, Winnipeg is struggling. All right. So the best teams the last 2 weeks: Florida 7-4, Tampa Bay, nice win last night. The Bruins 8-4, Buffalo. Since they traded Hall, playing better. Montreal 4-7, not good. Ottawa's been a good underdog play the last couple weeks. New Jersey 2-8, Rangers 7-4. Hey, they not good last night though. 7-3. Pittsburgh's been a nice play lately. Washington 6, Columbus melded in. Winnipeg 3-6, 3-6. So misery loves company, and they're going to meet tonight at the Bell Center. Colorado, Minnesota 7-3, but they lost their last 2. Dallas 7-5, Chicago St. Louis, keep an eye on St. Louis. They're playing better hockey. Calgary 6-3. I didn't expect that. Doing all this, I didn't expect Calgary to be 6-3. That's a surprise to me. I thought they were worse than that. Hey, if I asked you Calgary last 2 weeks, if you'd have said 6-3, hey, I would have said you're lying. Arizona 2-7. San Jose, San Jose, and Vegas 9-0. Winnipeg, too many injuries. Wheeler's out. Yeah, Scheifele, Presson. Exactly. That's exactly it. That's what's happening in Winnipeg. They're just the B team. The farm team's up, right? I think Montreal might be the play here tonight. Pick them. Jake Allen, 5 losers straight. But Winnipeg 11-4 against teams below 500. I don't know. You know what? I say Montreal, but then I saw this 11-4. Pick them. You know what? I'll have to think about this one. I might lean towards Winnipeg. I might have to, but look at that. They scored 1 goal in the last 3 games. They're averaging 1 point goal. What? The last 3 games, they're averaging what? Last 3 games, 1 goal, 4 goals against. Man, this is a tough game. It's how do you handicap stink, right? When everything stinks, how do you handicap that? This is like trying to find something positive to, and this is where in handicapping these type of games, you got to try to find indicators that lead to other indicators. So let me take a look here. I think the total is where you want to go here tonight. Road teams on a 5-game losing streak this year, 7-4 to the under, 36-24 for. Let me see, where was I? Road teams coming off a home loss as an underdog, 36-24 to the under. Yeah, maybe the under is where you want to go here. But I got no league system. See, the only thing I'm concerned about, there's no league system trends on the Habs here. That worries me a bit. Home favorites this year, 274 and 155. So that's, you know what? I think this might be a flip the quarter type pick here. I think we might have to flip the quarter on this one. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to give this one some more thought. My first instinct was Montreal, obviously. But then I saw this record here, 11-4 against C-type teams, right? And then they're 16-9 on the road. Maybe getting on the road, gelling on the road, a little, maybe a couple of puts-ins there in la belle province de Quebec. Maybe that might do it, right? All right, let's go to Vegas, Arizona. Anybody have a puts-in in Quebec? Really, and Kauskrut. Let's go minus 213 Vegas, Arizona. You know what? Arizona, let me see here. 5-5 at home, but Vegas, 10-game win streak. Vegas on a 10-game win streak right now. 16-7 on the road. 5-2 against Arizona in Arizona. Last time these two teams met, it was a 1-0 win for the Golden Knights. When was the last time the Coyotes beat the Golden Knights? January 22nd, it was a 5-2. I don't know how you go against Vegas right now. And plus, I think this is the game. If you go to hockeypicks.com, this is going to be this is the game that's going to make or break your perfect night tonight for a cup. Hey, I'm coming for Vascow and let me see how many cups these guys have. 6. And then Uncle B, I need one more cup to catch up to these guys. Puts in smoked meat and a bun bagel and a bagel. Bon appetit. Hey, don't forget your coffee. You got to have a nice Tim Hortons coffee in there, right? Or a 5 count, eh? Or a 5 count. Anybody a 50? Anybody back in the 70s, 80s? Molson had this popular beer in Quebec called a 50. If you Google it, you'll see it was pretty good beer, eh? And bun 5 count. All right, folks, there you have it. Man, this was a long one today, eh? And, these shows are getting a little longer, but hey, you know what? Time flies when you're having fun, right? All right, folks, if you enjoyed the show today, please hit the like button. If you thought the show sucked, just hit the dislike. And if you keep your teeth underneath your pillows tonight, maybe the San Francisco Giants will bring you a win. Hey, who knows, right? But I'll try to be back on tomorrow morning, or I'll do a video on the Kentucky Derby. There's 2 horses I like in the Derby. I'm going to take a look this afternoon. Actually, I'm waiting for my tip sheet to come out tomorrow. I'll generate the tip sheet. Oh, actually, you know what? maybe I can do it. Let me see if I got the, where's my tip sheet? I'll go to horses. Okay, I'll do it live right now. Hey, a bonus edition right here. I don't drink anymore or any less. No, me neither. I haven't drank a beer in 21 years, and I'm happy for it too. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's go to tomorrow. Actually, tip sheet. Let's go Churchill Downs. Churchill Downs, May 1st. Where are you? Churchill Downs. Right here. All right, premium tip sheet. Let's go to probably a race at 11 or 12 tomorrow. Where is it? Where's the Kentucky Derby? I'll know it by the the purse. There it is. All right. So according to this, our Luis Saez. Yeah, this is the horse I like tomorrow. Count again. He's 10-1 morning line. So according to the Raymond Report tip sheet, now what we do is we don't track horses. We track jockeys. These are the jockeys that are the best right now in the last 100 races. So Fabian Pratt is 47% in the money the last 100. Rispoli is 43%, and then John Castellano, Digital Age, is at 38%. Now, the favorite, where's the favorite? Let me see what the favorite is. I know it's the gray horse. Keep forgetting his name. All right, Essential Quality. All right, so who's on? Trying to find the jockey. Can't believe he didn't make the. So the jockey hasn't been riding really well here. Let me see here. Just bear with me. Essential Quality. So Luis Saez, yeah, my guy, Luis Saez. So this is no, there it is. All right, here we go. Yeah. Let me see. Where is it? Where's Lewis? What time is it here? I thought it was, yeah, Luis Saez. I got the right tip sheet here. Yeah, Luis Saez is on Essential Quality. That's my guy, Luis Saez. But what? Let me see here. Race 8, race Churchill Downs. All right, I'll have to look into this. Maybe I got the wrong tip sheet here. But I will come back tomorrow and I'll do it. I'll generate the tip sheet. Let me see here. Times that one out. All right, 6:57. So it should be this race right here. Yeah, 6:57. But Luis Saez, oh, he's not even there. 38%. All right. So according to our, we got Hot Rod Charlie to win the Kentucky Derby tomorrow, the 9 horse. Hot Rod Charlie, according to our tip sheet. So we'll see about that. I like Luis. Luis Saez, one of my favorite jockeys at Gulfstream. But you want a long shot? Hot Rod Charlie, the number 9 horse, tomorrow in the Kentucky Derby. 8-1 morning line. But I do like Essential Quality. And Luis Saez, 2-1. Yeah, that's the favorite. That's who I think will win, but that's my long shot, the 9 horse. Hot Rod Charlie with Fabian Pratt taking the ride. He's 47%. And I do like the 1 horse with Irad Ortiz Jr. on it. The 1 horse. I don't know his name right now, but I know Irad Ortiz. Irad Ortiz Jr. Kentucky Derby. He's driving the 1 horse. Top 3. I don't have it here. Anyway, I do like Irad Ortiz as the 3rd horse. So I do like the 2 to win or the 9, but I do like the number 1 horse too with Irad Ortiz. I don't know his name right now, But I do like Irad Ortiz Jr. All right, folks, have yourself a great rest of your day. And we'll be back here. I'll try to be back tomorrow. We'll see tomorrow if I can. If not, it'll be back on Monday. But keep an eye out for the videos for the Major League Baseball, NHL, NBA. I do that every day. And again, thanks, Sammy, for the nice super chat. Appreciate that. You're the man. And Known Agenda. There you go. Thank you, Daryl. Appreciate that. Known Agenda with Irad Ortiz Jr. That's the other horse I like. So the 3 horses I like tomorrow is the 1 horse, Known Agenda, Lewis, Essential Quality, the 14, and the number 9. Those are my 3 I'm going to play tomorrow. Those are 3 great drivers too. Pratt, Saez, and Irad Ortiz Jr. So 14, 9, 1. That's my trifecta pick for the Kentucky Derby. And then box them, right? If you're going to box them, that's what I'll do. All right, guys. Thank you, Larry. Thank you for all you do here. Appreciate that. Appreciate you writing that, Larry. And hopefully you have yourself a great weekend. All right, folks. Tip of the hat to you guys, as always. And thank you for tuning in each and every day. And hopefully we can bring you or find you winners, right? Nobody's perfect. We're finding you winners here at the Raymond Report. As always, shop for value, play those percentages. We'll see you back here shortly with another Raymond Report. Have a good weekend, folks. Cheers.